Hello there, this is Dr. PK from DrPKlyfe. In this video, I'm going to discuss glycemic index. What is the glycemic index of a food or drink? Understanding the foods we eat is crucial for maintaining good health. And one key aspect of this is glycemic index, GI. The glycemic index is a ranking system for carbohydrates. It measures how quickly they affect your blood glucose level, blood sugar level. But what does this mean for you? Knowing the GI of foods, glycemic index of foods can help you make healthier choices. It can guide you towards balanced meals that keep your blood sugar stable. And this is especially important for those managing diabetes. But it's also useful for weight management and overall health. In this video, we'll delve into the glycemic index. We'll explore what is it and how it works and why it matters. We'll also provide you a short list of foods with their GI values, and this will help you make informed decisions about your diet. You can search on Google and find a whole bunch of lists which may be pertinent to your kind of food you like to eat, and all kinds of information is available. So whether you are a diabetic patient or you are a nutrition enthusiast or you believe in healthy lifestyle or just curious, just hang in there. This video is for you. So understanding glycemic index. So glycemic index is a tool used in nutrition, and it ranks carbohydrate in foods on a scale from 0 to 100. And this ranking is based on how they affect your blood sugar levels. Carbohydrates are the body's main source of energy, and they are broken down into glucose during digestion. And this glucose then enters the bloodstream, raising blood sugar levels. And the speed at which this happens varies. And some foods cause a rapid rise in blood sugar, others lead to a slower and more gradual increase. For example, if you drink a can of Coke or soda or Pepsi of any sugary drink, your blood sugar is going to rise fast. Compared to a well-balanced meal, there will be slow increase in blood sugar level because the food has to be digested, has been broken down into glucose before it can enter your bloodstream. And this is where the GI comes in. It helps us understand these differences. The foods with high GI, 70 or more, are quickly digested and absorbed. They cause a rapid rise in blood sugar. Examples include white bread, potatoes, certain types of rice, fruit juices, soda, sugary drinks. On the other hand, low GI foods, 55 or less, are digested, absorbed slowly, and they lead to a gradual rise in blood sugar. Examples include whole grains, legumes, most of the fruits and vegetables. So what is the science behind glycemic index, GI, and blood sugar? The concept of glycemic index was developed in 1980s, and it was designed to help people with diabetes manage their blood sugar. But it's also useful for anybody interested in healthy eating. When you eat high GI food, your blood sugar rises quickly. This prompts your body to release insulin, which helps your body cells to absorb glucose. However, a rapid rise in blood sugar can lead to a crash later on, and this can leave you feeling tired and hungry. Over time, it can also lead to weight gain and other health problems. Lower GI foods, on the other hand, cause a slower, steadier rise in blood sugar, and this can help you feel full for a longer period of time. And it can also help prevent weight gain and reduce the risk of heart disease and type 2 diabetes. So how do we measure the glycemic index? Glycemic index of a food is measured in a lab. It involves feeding a group of people a portion of the food. Then later, their blood sugar levels are monitored for 2 hours, and results are compared to the effect of pure glucose. Glucose has a GI level of 100, and the GI of the food is then calculated at percentage of this glucose being 100. So it is important to note that GI of a food can vary. It can be affected by factors like how ripe is your fruit, cooking methods, presence of other foods. So the GI should be used as a guide, not an exact measure. What is glycemic load compared to glycemic index we just discussed? Foods containing the same amount of carbohydrate can have significantly different glycemic effects. And these differences led to the development of the concept of glycemic index and glycemic load. The glycemic index is in vivo measurement in the lab of the relative impact of carbohydrate containing foods on blood glucose. A particular food's glycemic index is determined by evaluating the incremental rise in blood sugar after ingestion of a portion of test food containing 50 grams of carbohydrate compared with the same amount of carbohydrate from a reference food, which is usually white bread or glucose. And some examples of low glycemic index food include non-starchy vegetables, nuts, legumes, certain grains like barley or converted rice. High glycemic foods are plenty like potatoes, glucose, candies, white bread, refined products made from grain, and all sugary foods, cookies, candies, donuts, cakes, the obvious ones. The glycemic load is the product of glycemic index value of the food and its total carbohydrate content. And the concept of glycemic load was developed because the blood glucose response is influenced not only by the quality of the carbohydrate consumed, that is GI, but also by the quantity of the carbohydrate consumed. Increasing fiber intake, preferably through food like vegetable, fruits, legumes, intact whole grains, can help in modestly lowering A1C levels. At the same time, will promote eating lower glycemic index food. Observational studies called EuroDiab, the prospective complication study done in Europe, show that there's an inverse relationship between fiber intake and A1C in adults with diabetes. What is the impact of GI on health? Glycemic index GI is more than just a tool for managing diabetes. It's a key factor in overall health. Understanding the GI of foods can help you make healthier choices. Eating a lot of high GI foods can lead to health problems, weight gain, heart disease, type 2 diabetes. On the other hand, a diet rich in low GI food, balanced diet, can have many health benefits. And the benefits include better blood sugar control, improved heart health, and also reduced risk of certain type of cancer. And plus, low GI foods can help you feel full for longer, and that helps you with weight management. Glycemic index is useful for weight management, and that's because it can affect how full you feel after eating. You don't have a crashing sensation 2 hours later and then you feel like you gotta eat something. You gotta get energy, you gotta work. High GI foods are quickly digested and absorbed, and that causes a rapid rise in blood sugar followed by a crash. And that leaves you feeling hungry again soon after eating. On the other hand, lower GI food takes time to digest and absorb slowly. There's no rapid rise of blood glucose. Blood sugar is steadier. You feel fuller for a longer period of time, and it helps you control your appetite. And the glycemic index is closely linked to insulin response. Insulin is a hormone that helps your cells absorb glucose, and it's released when your blood sugar rises. And eating a lot of high GI foods can lead to high levels of insulin, and over time this can cause your body to become resistant to insulin, leading to insulin resistance, pre-diabetes, and type 2 diabetes along with obesity. And lower GI food leads to steadier blood glucose level and more moderate insulin response, and that also prevents insulin resistance from developing and reduce the risk of diabetes mellitus. Knowing the GI index of the foods you eat on regular basis, the breakfast, lunch, and dinner, is really helpful. It's going to be very helpful, and all this information is available on the internet. And find those out and make some changes, switch it around and add extra lower GI foods, and it's going to make a huge difference in your blood sugar control. Lower GI foods help control blood pressure and cholesterol level as well, and fatty liver, and reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes. So understanding the GI of foods can be a key part of a healthy lifestyle. So staying away from white bread, potatoes, sugary drinks, soda, energy drinks, cookies, candies, cake, donuts is a good idea, and incorporating more foods with the lower GI value is much better idea. Whole grains, legumes, non-starchy vegetables. But it's important to know that the GI of a food is not the only factor to consider when choosing what to eat. Nutritional value of the food is also important. For example, some high GI foods are still healthy in moderation, and also the way food is prepared can affect GI value. For example, cooking pasta al dente so that it is still firm while bitten can lower its GI value. Similarly, the ripeness of a fruit can affect the GI value. Is there a food with zero GI value? Yes, there are foods with zero GI values. They hardly contain any carbohydrate, and you can guess what are those foods. Those are meats, that chicken, beef, pork, nuts. They have zero GI values. So adding more meat, eggs, nuts to your food can really balance out your healthy diet. I hope I have given you enough information in this video. If you have any question, you can always email to me, consult@drpklyfe.net. And thank you for watching. Happy health.